We just kicked off the Adults Parade with Miss Winona Hendricks, who is the Grand Marshal of the parade. And as we were talking, it's about 28 entries today in today's parade. So, Colin, Crucian, who are you interested in seeing, just based off of what we could see here? And I could show you. Who are you? What troop are you most interested in seeing?
You know, I'm interested in seeing the entire parade. You know, the overall execution of parade is something that I enjoy. Like I said, I'm in the industry, and prior to today, I broadcast the parade for about 14 years. Every year, food fair, all of these events, you know, in my position as Director of Marketing and Promotions for JKC. So this has become part of me, you know, for a very long time. So I've seen parades. I've done parades in Christian Stead, by the way. So these are the days when parades used to happen in both Christian Stead Town and Frederiksted Town. So I've seen the transition of our parades and our events.
Right.
So it's very dear to me. I watch not only the quantity of entries that comes every year, but I also watch the quality. I watch the makeup from the size of the troop. I want to see the participation of the youngsters. I want to see the participation of the entire community being represented.
Right.
So that's the overall things that I like for our parade. And I'm going to look over the booklet and see, you know, in a minute I'll let you know which one I'm looking forward to seeing. But I really want to see the wholesomeness of our community represented in the parade.
Yeah. And
I'll look over the entries and we'll talk about it more later. To be quite frankly, we have 25, 26 entries, 28 entries. You know, I want to see our parade come back to the days of 75, 85 entries, which was just 20 years ago.
Right.
You know, so it's not about the amount of entries, but I want to see the island being represented in a wholesome kind of way.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I just want to see woman. I mean, if your troop have had woman, I am going to be in the mix. Okay. No, but our reality, it is growing. I think the 25 is probably just more so because a lot of people. I think it's just more so people just kind of choosing selective, right? And they kind of just like bringing everything inclusive. Like, hey, this one group have probably like 100 and something people in it. Because Juve looked insane, right? Reggae night last night, I looked insane. So
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what I said in terms of wholesomeness. Excellent night last night. I mean, Juve, obviously the number speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Again, I congratulate, you know, the committee and the government for everybody that's making it happen.
Yeah.
But again, if you look at the region, and you travel a lot, I travel a lot, I see what's going on. We cannot say that we have a great parade like we used to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We have a good parade, but
one.
we cannot settle for the standard of 28 entries.
Yeah,
and
true,
it's not
true.
the Department of Tourism fault. It's all of our fault.
Yeah, that's more of a community thing.
Because we all need to participate and we all need to be a part of that.
Yeah,
but we cannot make the standard be 25 entries.
No, true.
And so this is what I'm saying, and I want us to understand that as good as today event is going to be, as good as last night was, as good as the Juve is, how do we bring back the wholesomeness?
Yeah.
You know, how do we bring back the wholesomeness to compete with the St. Thomas, which is our sister island, to compete with the Antigua and the other Caribbean, so that we have something comparable from a macro perspective. And that's the type of thinking I want to see. Yes, I'm a partner with the Department of Tourism, Office of the Governor, and all the entities, so I congratulate them every year as we do this. But we as a community need to set the bar higher so we have more than 28 entries.
And that's true. That's true.
I agree with that. You know, I want to see, like Colin said, our troops, different troops, not just two troops with 300 participants. Like, we need to have more participation. I absolutely agree. You wanted to say something?
And I mean that's the reality of it. And I feel like the media, I'll be honest with you, in our reality, I think the media itself, I think we need to stop following American media. We have the Virgin Islands, right? And me growing up in the Virgin Islands, it was always everybody's included. It was always inclusive. It was always, and nowadays, I don't know, since this American social media thing, everybody there on this thing where they want to be divided, you know, and I think that it hurts the culture because then it makes people stand up on one side and say, you know what, I don't want to participate. Because if we have people that just move here and they really like it and we welcome them in and we say, you know what, I don't care if you come from Santo Domingo, I don't care if you come from Puerto Rico, I don't care if you come from here or there, make your own troop. If you're representing what you represent, represent it. do it the way you feel like you want to do it, right? And we're not going to judge you for it. We're going to be all inclusive. And I think with International Night, that's actually a good thing, because the Latinette by itself, to me, when you say now International Latin, you could bring in different things, right? You could bring in maybe some Brazilians, you could probably bring in some Haitians, you could bring in different things, Zouk, and you could make this all inclusive, where these same troops that you're talking about now, the Virgin Islands has become more international. We're more known. I actually heard Nyla Blackman bring out a song a couple days ago, and she was using the VI accent. So imagine how popular now our style of music getting. Me, myself, I see an artist now coming out that doing Spanish mix. And I'm like, okay, so there's artists now following what I've been doing, following what T-Ron has been doing, but it has to be inclusive. A lot of times you look online, when we were doing the Soca Monarch, and a lot of the comments was, oh, they're manning real artists, bring the real artists them. Nah, these are artists that have been pushing the culture for years. These are people that have been here for years doing things, and we have to change the mentality and become inclusive, all inclusive, everybody's inclusive, and it doesn't matter what creed, what color it is. If they're coming from KMB, the people, you know what I'm talking about, they're coming from KMB, that the crowd, look at St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is actually giving this a little competition, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's all inclusive.
Yeah. So not to interrupt you, but I want to bring in a guest real quick. Come on in here. and can you Hi.
Guys, thank you for having me here.
Yes.
I'm Lorna Nichols-Minkoff with Waste Management Authority, the communications coordinator. I just want to thank you guys for the interview, and then thank our guys that are coming up at 3 in the morning, and Juve and the village and everything for cleaning up, and after the parades and everything, they are doing an amazing job.
Yes.
And just thank you for the bottom of our hearts, and keep doing what you're doing. We love you guys. Thanks to our director, Daryl Griffith, for his leadership and keeping us afloat. And all my team, communications, all the departments. I just want to thank you guys for keeping it together. It's been a rough year.
Yes,
Everybody know that, but we got this. We got this, and we got you.
Yes.
I do have a question before I let you go. Not to put you.
Okay,
You're the communication
okay.
director, so obviously you're the right person to ask
Yes,
this.
yes.
And based on listening and knowing what's been going on, I noticed there was a closing and opening of the Mombiju site.
Yes,
Do you want to
open
give an
right now.
update on that, because there's been different things being put out there unofficially?
Oh yeah, always unofficially.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are open right now. We're open up to take the slack, because sometimes the garbage is not picked up, and we're just trying to get it back together and just get a good start. So Mombiju is open for business. It's going to in the future become a convenience center. Which is going to be amazing, and we're going to have convenience centers all over the island. If everything works out right with the money and everything else, so we're keeping it positive.
Thank you.
And I see you guys have the oh my goodness. I have to go.
No, but I just want to commend you though, because as soon as the children's parade was finished, there were like troops just swooping in to clean. Yeah, and it was clean and within minutes. So you guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. All right. All right, and we're going to welcome in here our Grand Marshal.
Winona, she's being interviewed right now, but Miss Winona Hendricks, she's gonna make her way here. She's educator. She's a member of the Board of Election for decades, and just one of those stalwarts in our community, especially when it comes to education. She's a friend of mine, one of my favorite customers in my business, but I didn't even know she was Kevri's mom, because she's another one of my favorite persons, very talented guy that I've seen growing up in the industry, the music and entertainment industry, and I've made
education.
Education, correct, and has made a name for himself. So the connection obviously is quite obvious. Quite obvious that would be his mom.
Right.
Just based on his background and based on her background. Yeah, so
just so appropriate that's his mom.
So while we await her though, it's interesting. I didn't want to get too deep into the waste management conversation, but that's a very interesting topic right now in the community. Right now, I don't know how long she's been there, but it's one of those topics that you hear on every media every day. There's certain contractors that announce officially that they're no longer going to be. Yes, and so there's so much going on with waste management. I didn't want to take it too long because this is a festive time, but I really does, and I said she's the official one, but they need to put more data out there to the community. Because if they don't put the data out there, the community uses their own lack of information and put it out there, and it's causing a chaos right now.
And you know, I love that you mentioned data, because I feel like that's the only way to actually measure if we're doing a good job or if we're doing a bad job. You know, so I absolutely agree with you on that.
So tonight is a big night, the final night. Not only do we have fireworks, but man, we have.
But I heard it's a drone show this year.
They have a drone show as well. We have a drone show. I heard them speaking about that. But what's the lineup for tonight?
Marshall Montana and Pompa. That's all I know right now. I think Rudy is here. Rudy was at my event. Big up to Rudy. But the highlight tonight is Marshall and Pompa. Yes.
You gonna be there?
Yeah. Congratulations to Pompa as well. Pompa's been doing this for so long, and I'm happy to see him break internationally and start to get his recognition and his place within the world of soca. So it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a wonderful year today, this year for him. So tonight definitely gonna be dope.
You shout out.
Yeah, it should be an interesting night, because I don't know if you all know, they just introduced a song together.
Yes, Marshall and Pompa.
They just put out a song together, so it'll be a good thing to see all of that happen. And now we welcome Miss Winona Hendricks.
Yes, let's bring her in here. Oh my goodness, look at this. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. You look gorgeous. I love your outfit.
Thank you. It represents our culture, different aspects of our culture.
Definitely. So, you have been acknowledged as our Grand Marshal today.
Right.
Can you just give the listening audience just a little synopsis of your background really quick?
Okay, well, about 30 plus years ago, my husband Larry Hendricks and I decided we wanted to bring out a troupe to preserve our culture. And so we decided that we were going to go down with cultural entries. So we had tropical explosion, we had fish and fungi, we had Kalaloo pots, we had Egyptians. We tried to diversify, but always bringing in an aspect of the Virgin Islands. We did local estates, 2 Williams, Jealousy, Bon Esperance. So we tried to teach. We did local candies. Every entry was supposed to teach the viewing audience something about the culture of or the history of the Virgin Islands. And I think we did that, right? So we always say Riggedham's in the house, and there's so many, they are from the States, St. John's, St. Thomas, St. Croix, and you would not believe we've had over 100 persons that served as Riggedham's, and we might do a little